Parker. Parker. Merry Christmas. It's not Christmas anymore. No, I uploaded a video last night. It was Christmas Eve. It's over 2 years old now. Look at yourself. You're not wearing the same clothes. You don't have braces. You're not even in the same house. What did you do? Fine, if you still don't believe me, go check the upload date on that video. You know, the one you just posted last night. Alright, fine, maybe I will. Idiot. What the f- So it's been 2 years. A little over. Hi. That's it, that's all I got. How would you react if you just woke up from being asleep for 2 years? I don't even feel like the same person anymore, and I'm pretty sure myself just walked through the door. I'm as lost as you are. I mean, I'm trying to think of something to say. I've got a lot of unfinished reviews I'm just sitting on, but none of them are even close to being presentable. What am I supposed to do? You know, it still feels like Christmas, but it's not. I don't feel comfortable doing a Christmas video at this point. If only there was something recognizable, Christmassy that we all knew, but that wasn't Christmas, you know? That could be for this part of the season.
You know Rudolph, who guided and pulled Santa's sleigh, and who saved Christmas by lighting the way. But there's more to tell. Rudolph saved the new year as well.
Well, I think I just got an idea. So yeah, after Rankin Bass found a hit in Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer in 1964, they decided to keep the Christmas magic flowing in later years with more original takes on classic winter stories, like The Little Drummer Boy in '68, Frosty the Snowman in '69, Santa Claus is Coming to Town in 1970, the honestly underrated Year Without a Santa Claus in 1974, and the not at all underrated Jack Frost from 1979. Jesus Christ. But that's not all. On top of all of those, they were also making sequels to their own TV specials at the same time. There was Frosty's Winter Wonderland in 1976, Rudolph and Frosty's Christmas in July in 1979, and the one we're going to be talking about today, Rudolph's Shiny New Year, also in 1976. Never let it be said that Illumination is the only animation studio to shill out constant cash grabs as quickly as possible. My god. It opens quite literally where the last film left off, as Rudolph is just finishing leading Santa's sleigh around the world. And, as Phelan pointed out in one of his videos, they de-aged Rudolph despite this being a sequel, not a prequel. I don't even know why. I'm sitting here trying to think of a joke and I can't think of one. Why did they Benjamin Button Rudolph? And, of course, immediately after they get back, there's another problem that only Rudolph can solve. The baby New Year is missing.
If the baby New Year isn't found, the old year will just keep going on, and it'll be December 31st forever.
This guy seems pretty happy about it, though. So Santa sends Rudolph out, without his friends, because despite being pretty well equipped and experienced with this kind of exploration, the sequels, the Rankin Bass ones anyway, just kind of retconned them out of the story entirely. No, instead, this time Rudolph gets this useless little mustachioed clock man. Like the super concentrated belt of stars with the 3 outside of it. Ah! The hell? Well, this is just creepy in general, but why does he have a scythe?
Oh, I do what all fathers do. I take care of things.
Yeah,
The
but...
time mostly. All the time
Okay,
in the universe. I keep everything
Okay, but...
in tip-top, tick-tock shape.
Okay, but why do you have a scythe? Back to our child slave and useless toy out in the desert now.
Father Time's castle is on the other side of the desert? Wow, that's still a long way to go.
Wow, yeah, that is a long way. It'd really help if you could fly or something. Fast enough to go around the Earth in one night, in fact. So they meet another, I guess I'll call him a supporting character, in this camel, the...
How do you do? I am the great 5:15.
It would be extremely painful.
But the big important thing that happens now is the introduction of this bird harpy? Ehan? Who's looking for the baby New Year, presumably to kill him, because if the old year ends, his eon is up and he'll finally die. Yeah, and how long did that take me to explain? 10 seconds? 15? Because they stand here and explain it for almost 2 whole minutes. Thank God it cuts to them getting there. I was gonna break something. Father Time explains, in a pretty cute sequence actually, how this personification of time works.
In a way, it's like an old king stepping down and a new one taking its place. A baby New Year starts out every January the 1st, innocent and young as springtime.
But then there's something about a magic diamond and all the past years moving to an island, and this is getting really complicated for a sequel to fucking Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. So apparently the baby didn't actually go missing, but because he was laughed at by all 3 of the models they could afford to populate the palace with.
Oh, blimey, I can't help it. Those bloomin' ears.
Cute.
He ran away.
Do you have any idea where he went?
His nurse, Nanny 9 o'clock, said that he always wanted to see the archipelago.
Always wanted to go. He's like a day old. Does he talk about his dreams a lot? So Rudolph sets off on his journey to find him, kind of for a second time. It's almost like there's 2 openings and they couldn't decide between them, so they just kept them both. Whew, I really feel like we're in Pepperland now. Eon starts attacking Rudolph again, but luckily, this time he is saved by a whale who sounds like Homer Simpson.
Oh, now, Rudy, don't you fret any about that overgrown chicken.
The whale, Big Ben, takes him to the oldest island to meet 1 million BC.
But certainly always is anybody. No? Yes?
Oh.
I'm looking for Happy, the baby New Year. What if I don't find him in time?
Yeah, you've tried all of one island and you still have 5 days. Now seems like a good time to give up. There's another song, but I have nothing to say about it except that it cheers Rudolph up enough to keep going, and we just wasted another 2 minutes. They go off together because there seems to be a sidekick quota at any given moment in this movie, and they arrive at the Middle Ages.
Castles and princesses, and knights in shining armor.
People throwing shit out windows, stoning non-believers. But credit where credit is due, these sets in this montage are really cute.
I saw him, but he ran away from me. No baby ever wants to stay with me.
Oh, never mind, I take it back, it's not cute at all. While they're off talking to another new character, this knight, voiced by an Eric Idle impersonator.
Comst, we searcheth! Don't come here with that posh talk, you nasty stuck-up twit.
The baby finds a place to stay. When the owners come home, they find him there and are surprisingly chill about it. But when he takes off his hat, the same thing happens, everyone laughs, blah blah blah, another waste of 5 minutes. They actually see the baby with Eon this time, and chase him until the wind blows him away to... Oh my god. Oh my god.
Oh, hello there, little fellow. I'm 1776.
Sure, why not?
I know you think it's December 30th, but not on this island. No, sirree. On this island, every day is the 4th of July.
You know, I'd stopped asking questions about how time works in this special, but really, how? For this entire sequence, there are these 2 models that are completely out of place, and I swear belong in Santa Claus is Coming to Town. It's really distracting, actually. Can you tell this is another completely pointless musical number? Can you tell that I'm out of shit to say? Guess what happens now, too? Yeah. And again the bird takes him away. Why did we even stop here? Please just move on. They follow Eon to his island. Fucking finally.
Aw, come on. Nothing is ever hopeless.
Yeah, says the guy who gave up on the first day. They sing another song and head up the mountain until...
No!
On Honestly, these new sidekicks have done absolutely nothing besides make everything worse. The bird causes an avalanche and oh, holy shit, they are dead. Eon monologues a bit, and I want to point out again that our villain's motivation is simply to not die. Somehow the rocks put Rudolph and the crew in snowballs? And Rudolph...
Wait a moment. It's Rudolph. He's trying to melt the snow with his nose. Come on, Rudolph, you can do it. Make that nose really glow.
God, this narrator. Even though I didn't really like his songs, I liked Burlive's Snowman Sam as a narrator. It was also kind of important that he didn't have an active role to the characters in the story. But since Father Time does, it constantly begs the question, if he knows more about this stuff, why doesn't he help? Or even just go himself? What about this trip required Rudolph to go besides the snow at the beginning? Anyway, Rudolph melts their snowballs. Oh, I'm sorry. Melts his, and goes up the mountain alone. Yeah, sure, just leave your new friends to die there of frostbite. Cool. Rudolph and New Year have a little talk about how being different is okay, and how they have a lot in common, and because you know it had to be in here somewhere, we have a rendition of the titular character's song. Only this time it's in 2D. It's sweet enough. It's honestly a lot smoother than their stop-motion stuff, or Frosty for that matter. I almost wonder if it was out of house. It looks different enough.
I stuck it out. And when I grew older, I found that this nose was the most wonderful thing in the whole world.
What do you mean when you grow older? You're still a kid. Or are a kid again. He also explains that the people weren't laughing at his expense and should feel good about bringing people so much joy. It's sappy, it's kinda dumb, it's fine. The 3 years are still down below freezing to death. Eon wakes up and laughs so hard at the New Year's ears he falls down a cliff and forgets about his impending death. They say he's going to live, but since his lifespan is literally over, yeah, he's completely dead.
It's Santa Claus!
If I can travel all over the world in one night, I ought to be able to get you to Father Time in a few bombs.
That's what I said. This would have been pretty helpful earlier. Whatever, it's almost over.
We just made it. Without a bone to spare. And outside, the new year. 19 Wonderful had arrived.
19 wonderful. Oh, fuck me. Shit, Father Time is a giant. I kind of figured he was just the same size as Santa, but no, look at him go! I also like this kid who waves to Father Time and gets all pissed when he doesn't wave back.
Hello, Father Time. Happy New Year. Oh, what the hell, man?
Have a happy New Year. Happy New Year!
And may it be shiny, too!
And that was the movie. I remember it not being good, but I didn't remember it being this horrible either. On top of most of the characters and locations being completely pointless, it takes forever to get started and makes almost no sense. That being said, it's goofy, kind of hilarious, and pretty sweet, and I think at this point, if you're still curious, you're gonna get what you're looking for if you watch it. There's just so many weird choices made, especially when it comes to world building. Yeah, I didn't expect to say the word world building in this script when I first started. But the kind of things they're dragging into this, I actually kind of like. I think it's pretty interesting. But it's like they're trying to set up some shared universe, like it's Marvel or something. And oh my god, I was not aware of how much they actually pumped out within the span of like 10 years. It's honestly made me think about some of the trends I really hate in animation, and how they're not really new at all. Companies have apparently been doing this for close to 50 years. I'm not sure if that's a good thing or a bad thing. And if we're being serious about it this time, that's all I got for you. It's really good to be back, honestly, and I hope you like a lot of the stuff I'm working on that will be out soon. So, stay tuned. I'm still trying to figure out what sort of outro I want to use, so I don't have one.